Good morning and welcome to another episode of Splashy Business. I'm Lubna Hamdan.
And I am Farah Bashir, joining Lubna Hamdan.
Thanks for your support, Farah. I'm struggling a little bit this morning. Still have the sniffles. Anyways, today we're going to talk about Dubai Airport's replacement. Can you imagine Dubai Airport not being there anymore?
Well, it's going to be there, but it's just going to be expanded to Al Maktoum. Yeah, which is honestly very exciting because apparently
it's not going to be there anymore. Apparently, Dubai Airport is not going to be Dubai Airport. It's just going to. So basically, the CEO of Dubai Airports told the business breakfast this morning that obviously following the tweet from Sheikh Mohammed about the expansion in Al Maktoum, they're going to have a passenger terminal. It's going to be almost $35 billion. The expansion, so that's huge. But they want to get rid of Dubai Airport. That's the plan. Anyways, we will get to that and much more. I'll just go through the headlines real quick. Pavel Durov told Tucker Carlson that he will never leave Dubai. We'll find out why next up. And then Dubai is helping SMEs. It's offering interest-free loans for small and medium-sized companies affected by the floods. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary is in Egypt to attend an Indian tech billionaire's wedding. Lots of those. It's wedding season. And then Telegraph, the auction for Telegraph has restarted as RedBird IMI exited the $642 million bid. How was your weekend, Farah?
Well, it was, I would say, a sad weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, my best friend, we had kind of a funeral thing going on. So.
Oh, someone passed away.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, so it was kind of dealing with that. So, how was your weekend?
Well, I can't say it was good after you gave me that news. No, I'm just messing with you. My weekend was fine. But I did go to an event on Thursday for Lee Marketplace, which is basically a marketplace for NFTs and all these. It's for artists and for influencers mostly, I guess. It was an influencer-filled event, aka my nightmare. It was in 37 by Dubai, in DIFC. Cool place, kind of looks like a gallery. But yeah, Lee Marketplace was filled with basically influencers on their phones and then taking photos of them as avatars. And those were kind of the images that were plastered across the screens in the gallery. So really boring for the rest of us. Yeah, a bunch of, self-obsessed kind of theme, let's say. Yeah, pretty underwhelming. Very, very underwhelming. Could have been much, much more interesting, to be honest. I would rather there have been art on the walls instead of just,
Yeah, I mean, but, we do live in the era and the era of social media, right? Where, influencers actually do influence a lot of people. So that's why you often do see them. They're glued to their phones, probably taking a story or, I don't know, creating something that can be whether it's or not true.
Yeah. No, it's. Influencers are something else. Anyway, let's move on to something actually relevant. They'll always be there. There's a reason people feel so strongly about them because they get on everyone's nerves. Anyway, so let's talk about the Al Maktoum International expansion plan, and I'll get into more details right now. So Al Maktoum obviously exists already as an airport. Not too far away from the expo. It's set to become the world's largest with a nearly $35 billion expansion plan. Sheikh Mohammed, Vice President of the UAE, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, he announced plans for the construction of a new passenger terminal at Al Maktoum International Airport with the in dirhams, it will be 128 billion dirhams expansion. So that's amazing. And he announced that on his X account, not a press release on X. So that's an influencer using social media. He disclosed that upon completion, Al Maktoum International Airport will claim the title of the world's largest airport. He said, today we approved the designs for the new passenger terminals at Al Maktoum and commencing construction of the building at a cost of 128 billion dirhams as part of Dubai Aviation Corporation's strategy. We heard of this previously in November last year. We did hear about this, and we heard rumors that Dubai International is not going to be there anymore. It's not going to be Dubai's official airport. Also, which is sad because DXB, has been kind of the trademark, not just for the airports. You have DXB merch, so it's pretty sad to see that.
That is true, but I think that this move has been done because the population is increasing, and as well a lot of businesses are opening in the country, right? So I think that is going to be allowing more people to come to the country. So because with the expansion, of course, and of course with Expo happening, a lot of, I would say, businesses are operating around that area. That area is going to be like the new hub, I believe, like maybe like the new downtown. You know what I mean? And
you never know.
You never know. Exactly. However, I think honestly, like I traveled, right? And I traveled. So I already get lost in DXB.
Yeah.
So I don't know with the expansion. I think I'm going to get lost even more.
In the world's largest. Yeah, yes. It's set to take over Atlanta Airport, which is one of the world's largest. It's going to be interesting, though, because all of those hotels around DXB Airport are going to have to repurpose. It's going to be interesting because we don't get the revenue numbers also from DXB normally. So it's going to be interesting to see where the airport gets its revenue from. Atlanta Airport, for example, the highest revenue streams are the parking. And the parking obviously is very expensive at DXB, so I'm sure they make a ton of money out of parking. And also the runways and how much they rent them out to the airlines. So that will be interesting to see the revenue streams of Al Maktoum.
Of course, I mean, honestly, I'm like beyond excited from like all of that because I know for a fact, a lot of hotels are already opening up around Expo. And I think that's going to be like the next you know what I mean? I don't know, airport, you know what I mean? And by the way, as well, I don't know if I think I've said that a million times on the show before. My sister is cabin crew, and she has told us, like they are.
So get us the inside information, Farah. You're not using your sister enough.
I actually do have some inside information, and she's like, Farah, don't do that. They're gonna give me a red flag and a black point, and they're not gonna promote me.
I mean, don't reveal your source. You can give us the information next time.
Well, an insider has told us. But actually, like jokes aside and so on, I actually think, just like there are going to be a lot of airport hotels. And actually, I've been to a hotel in Expo that was beautiful. Back, really? I think, like
which one was
a few months. I don't know. It was like beautiful. It was. I don't remember. It was Rove. Yeah, it was the Rove one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. And I think genuinely, it's going to be like a lot of hotels are going to be opening up.
Because Rove is also not a luxury hotel brand. It's more of an affordable hipster kind of for the younger crowd.
For on the go.
Yeah, but it was still really nice, you're saying.
It was so nice because like my friends and I like to go on a staycation. We like to call it a staycation every now and then, and we went there and it was beautiful, I promise. And it was like nice and because
what was special about the hotel?
The fact that it was an expo.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The fact that it was an expo, it just like made it so special. But with the fact as well, after expo was done, everyone was like, fine, like expo's done. What now? One, there will be the Al Maktoum Airport, I believe. There is going to be a lot of hotels that are going to be opening up for like a lot of people as well. I think it's going to be a residential area, which is going to be so nice. I'm telling you, it's going to be the next downtown Dubai.
Yeah. Perhaps. I guess we'll just have to see. Pavel Durov is in the news. This is actually a snippet from his interview with Tucker Carlson, which is the only interview that he did. He did one with the FT, the Financial Times, just I think 2 months back. revealed that Telegram is going to be looking to be profitable either this year or next year. They have almost 1 billion active users, which is remarkable. They're not short on cash, Telegram. I wonder if he sold part of the company to someone or an entity, let's just say. Anyways, Pavel Durov told Tucker Carlson that 7 years ago he made a move that would redefine his life and business. He uprooted his life and relocated to Dubai, the UAE, along with his company. According to a recent interview, he said his initial plan was a trial run, just 6 months, to see if Dubai lived up to its reputation, and it won him over. In his own words, he said, "We never looked back, and we never wanted to change the UAE for any other place after that." He also said he appreciates Dubai being a tax haven. Obviously, residents and businesses here enjoy minimal taxation. The 5% VAT allows us to keep a lot of our paycheck, which a lot of people, excuse me, abroad don't get to do. So he said, you're paying the minimum amount of taxes, you get a lot for it. To be fair, we do pay a lot of hidden taxes as well, but still a much better deal than in London or in France, in Paris, where you give away a lot of your paycheck. I remember a couple of years back there was a French billionaire that wanted to give up his French passport. It was a big story, and he said, I want to give it up because I'm paying too many taxes and it's not worth it.
That is true, by the way. Actually, it's not only like commitment. Like Dubai is, I would say, is known for if you have a business, I think it's way better to operate it in Dubai because the tax is way less than if it would be in another country. You know what I mean? And Dubai is known for not having that much of a tax that other countries do have, which I believe is a huge benefit for us that a lot of residents do not really appreciate. I'm just like, you guys remember that you guys are not paying taxes.
Yeah, definitely. What is it like in Syria when it comes to obviously the situation in Syria is not great. It's better now compared to a couple of years ago, and a lot of people, wealthy people from the UAE and abroad kind of swooped up those properties that dropped down in value across the coast in Syria, I believe, right?
So actually I'm born here in Dubai. I've lived my whole life in Dubai, but I would say like my extended family in Syria do have their own businesses that has been operating for like years back then. But I would say regarding like the financial situation in Syria, my family is not suffering as much as the like other residents and citizens are suffering. I'm not very quite familiar with that because, again, as I told you, I'm born here in Dubai. I'm raised in Dubai. If Dubai would give me the passport right now, I would throw away the Syrian passport.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
Okay. All right. Don't say that if you want to go back to Syria, though. Right. When it comes to SMEs, Dubai has really been trying to make it easier for them to set up. Not as much to close down because it's still harder to shut down a company, I think, in Dubai than it is to actually set one up. Besides, obviously, setting up the bank account, which is a whole other morbid experience, I would say, but not for RakBank because just FYI, if anyone is interested, I'm sure a lot of people would be. RakBank is actually the most successful, has the most accounts open for SMEs. They have a special program there. Anyway, speaking of SMEs, the ones that have been hit by recent severe weather, including the UAE's worst rains that we recorded just about 2 weeks ago, Dubai SME, a support organization, will provide interest-free loans to support those affected businesses. Great to see that. SMEs don't usually, they have been in recent years, but they don't usually get much financial support, I would say, from, kind of banking organizations and banks and whatnot.
Yeah, as well,
just difficult, to open a bank account and get a loan and etc. So the interest-free loans are a big deal, yeah.
100%. Like when someone they're opting or considering getting a loan, their first question is there is going to be an interest rate that I'm going to have to pay for moving forward if I'm going to be paying back the loan, right?
Yeah.
So that is, I would say, like the biggest topic. And the fact that Iraq Bank is actually, considering having interest-free loans to the victims of the floods.
It's not Iraq Bank, sorry, just to clarify. Farah, I just mentioned Iraq Bank because it is known just as a piece of information for people who are interested in that. Iraq Bank deals with a lot of SMEs, so it's known for that. This initiative is by Dubai SME, which is it's known as Dubai SME, but it's also the Mohammed bin Rashid Establishment for Small and Medium Enterprises Development. So it's going to provide interest-free loans of up to 300,000 dirhams, that's over $81,000 for affected members for repairing or replacing damaged property. The grace period of 6 to 12 months is also offered. So that's great. The CEO of Dubai SME, Abdullah Al-Jannahi, said, we are collaborating with our partners to explore ways of mitigating the effects of the recent weather conditions that have impacted the country, facilitating a swift recovery.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, of course, sorry for that, you guys. I don't mean that. I mean Dubai SME, not RedBird.
No worries.
Yes. So, of course, like the fact that the country, the UAE, and as a whole, has not only thought of its citizens, but residents as well, and now businesses. And that is, by the way, a very big number. And I can imagine how a lot of businesses will think in a way like, oh my God, if we're going to take a loan, we are increasing the amount that we are going to be having to pay because there's interest as well. And the fact that it's interest free is just shows a lot, of how, and it's a very great initiative, I must say.
Absolutely. The UAE Central Bank additionally has instructed banks to defer repayments on personal and car loans for 6 months without extra charges. We mentioned this last week when Walid Shahabi was with us in the studios, reminded us of COVID times when actually a lot of the malls did not want to do that, but the landlords came out and spoke up about it, and they were kind of pressured to do that. I remember there was a big story about Dubai Mall back then. Anyways, comprehensive insurance policies will cover damage to vehicles and homes caused by the storms. Those are the comprehensive policies. Please do check your insurance. Check the fine print. The devil is always in the details. Right, I'm sounding very nasally at the moment. You will excuse me, guys. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, one of my favorites on the show. Do you watch Shark Tank?
Actually, I've watched an episode.
Okay.
A few episodes, and it kind of stressed me out.
Shark Tank Dubai or Shark Tank US or?
I've Shark Tank Dubai.
Shark Tank Dubai. Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Because we've done it for a project, something like that at university. We had a business class, and so we've done something, and it kind of stressed me out. So I'm like,
okay,
let me be.
When was that university? That must have been a while back, right? Shark Tank Dubai is new. You must be talking about Shark Tank US.
I'm not quite sure.
Wait, when did you graduate? How young?
20.
How young are you? 20.
I'm 20.
Right. So that must have been Shark Tank US. So
maybe,
yeah, Shark Tank US. So that's so you'll recognize Kevin O'Leary. So Kevin O'Leary has flown to Egypt for a star-studded another billionaire's wedding extravaganza. This time it's Ankur Jain. Kevin O'Leary obviously is known as Mr. Wonderful, and he was invited to join. Gosh, if I could have Kevin O'Leary at my wedding, I would jump at that opportunity. If I could just have the entire Shark Tank cast at my wedding and just do a little quick, quick startup pitches, I
remember
love to do
from Shark Tank, the character, participant, that she was judging the businesses, and she had short blonde hair, and she was very strict, and I was like, oh my God, she's giving me anxiety.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. So that's why the show gave you anxiety?
Yeah. And I'm like, I have a lot of submissions to work on. Let's think about that later.
Cool. So during his visit, he joined the wedding guests on a thrilling tour around the majestic pyramid. Sorry, I'm reading the story because it's a collab between Love in Cairo and Smashy Business. We definitely wouldn't have used those words in our story. It's very, very love-in, but that's why we like it. Richard told me the other day that Lubna, it's good to have Farah with you on the show because Farah is very bubbly. And then I was like, right, because I'm grumpy or what?
No, you're not. You're just like...
You need someone bubbly on the show, Lubna. A tour around the majestic pyramids guided by none other than Dr. Zahi Hawass. A lot of international celebrities flock to Egypt just for the event. Lots of these weddings going on. Farah, would you want a massive billionaire wedding? Before I talk a little bit about who Ankur Jain is.
Do I want a massive billionaire wedding? Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would want to be the center of attention.
Yeah. I mean, you could be the center of attention in an intimate wedding, but do you like that extravagant kind of? Sometimes it's a bit much, but look, Arab weddings are very extravagant, right?
I have ever since I was like a kid. In my head, I'm like, I'm a princess. Until this point, I'm like, I go like, well, I am a princess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean like a. No, I am.
Well, he's not marrying Ankur Jain, a tech billionaire, is not marrying a princess. He's marrying a WWE star. The pre-wedding festivities were started with a lavish $2,000 per night, 3-night safari in South Africa. The couple then reportedly threw a 4-day party for just 130 guests in Egypt. Actually, that's quite small. Very, very small for an Indian billionaires because they are known. And their weddings are amazing, by the way. But I mean, they are always over the top.
I know, a lot of colors.
Lots of colors.
Because I would literally like do anything to attend an Indian wedding. You know, it would be like amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very small number of bodies.
Yeah, but it's nice and intimate. So Ankur Jain is the founder and CEO of Built Rewards and Kairos. Built Rewards is the first major loyalty program that allows renters to earn points on rent and build a path towards home ownership. Walid, I don't know if you're listening, but it sounds like a great thing for Keeper. sounds like Keeper needs a Keeper as a rent now, pay later platform for both investors and renters. Sounds great. Kairos is a venture studio building companies to tackle the world's greatest challenges. He's also part of the X Prize Foundation, a non-profit organization that designs and hosts public competitions intended to encourage technical development.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
impressive.
honestly, like, I don't know, like, they have invited a lot of, like, important people. Yeah, the people in my life are not very important people. So I wouldn't invite, you know, like of course, like, you know, it's a lot of connections and a lot of like business involved in this. But I honestly, like, in my opinion, I think the wedding is brilliant. I think it's amazing. And maybe like this is like their way of having the big, massive wedding done, you know, like maybe they didn't really need like a lot of like colors. Because like, again, like why are we stereotyping like Indian weddings with like a lot of colors, right?
I mean, it's not stereotyping. It's just part of their culture. But yeah, right. Moving on. Telegraph auction. Interesting, the story, obviously, because RedBird IMI is linked and the majority owned by an Abu Dhabi-backed investor, and it's preparing to withdraw its $642 million bid. It's been a very high-profile bid for Telegraph Media Group, which owns The Spectator. It's sad. This is according to a report by the Financial Times. This move comes, who by the way have been covering this story brilliantly from the beginning. Great, even though people are people have been attacking them for their reporting, but I guess you can never get it right. But the FT does a fantastic job. This move comes after the UK government intervened in March, triggering a lengthy review of the proposed takeover due to concerns surrounding foreign ownership of their media. Love it when the West gets angry about any foreign ownership, but their ownership of anything from the Middle East is celebrated. Anywho, a new law is expected to come into force soon, barring foreign governments from owning British newspapers. RedBird, I think they should have taken the money, but anyways, RedBird IMI is reportedly working with government ministers to finalize a structure for the sale that might allow for some level of oversight by the government. Potential solutions include separate sales of the Telegraph newspaper and the Spectator magazine, because there was more heat for the sale of the Spectator. The editor, Nelson Fraser, was not too happy about that. He wrote an editor's letter. There was a song about it done by an AI. There was a whole big thing. The editorial team really stood firm in their ground against this. Fraser Nelson, sorry, I said it the other way around. So interesting, this story about the Telegraph. With RedBird IMI's withdrawal expected next week, the door opens up for other potential buyers. Hedge fund manager Paul Marshall, Rupert Murdoch's News UK, and National World are among the contenders. RedBird IMI is also exploring JVs with the Daily Mail General Trust, but additional funding challenges exist, also due to increased scrutiny on foreign state involvement in media ownership. The situation remains fluid, with ongoing talks and no finalized agreements at this stage. RedBird IMI might even reconsider withdrawal if bids fall below their expectations. As the saga continues, the future ownership of the Telegraph Media Group remains uncertain. Fun times for that editorial team. Not really fun times, but I can just imagine. I can imagine kind of the editorial team of the Spectator, who are all very opinionated, big personalities. Yeah. One of the columnists there, Damien Riley, is a friend. He used to work for Arabian Business, where I used to work. Great to see his pieces there. So even though it's right wing, but it's a very interesting it's a very interesting title.
I think honestly it's going to be more of like back and forth, and maybe then it's just going to back away.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. Tune in tomorrow, and if you've got any stories for us, reach out and give us the tea, and we'll see you tomorrow.